Welcome to our 8th English class. Children, we have started a new lesson called The Story of Dharma Vyadha. Isn't it, children? In this lesson, what we learned that about the person called Kaushika. He was so proud of his knowledge, isn't it? Because of his knowledge, he thinks that he can do anything with anyone. As an example, when he was doing or when he was learning, he made a bird into ashes. A simple bird which was twittering on his branch, he made that bird into ashes. Then again the pride continued and he moved to the town. There he again tried to burn a lady because who delayed to give him alms. Because why that lady did delay? Because she was serving her husband. He didn't consider that. He considered only that I came and stood in front of that lady, but she didn't give me the alms. She did the delay. So that he wanted to show his anger on her. But that anger doesn't work because that lady was doing her dharma. What was her dharma? Here that dharma is symbolized of a duty. Dharma here, nothing but a duty, isn't it? She was doing her duty. What was her duty? Her duty is to serve her husband. So she says that even though you are so well versed in your knowledge, you cannot do me anything because I was moving in the path of my dharma. And who was moving in the path of dharma? That caste lady, isn't it, children? Then, and she also remind Kaushika that he don't know the mystery of dharma. What was that mystery of dharma? And she even tell that to learn or to know about the mysteries of dharma, she insists Kaushika to go and visit Dharma Vyadha, a person who lives in a Mithila village or a Mithila town. So he was surprised that Kaushika Muni was surprised. Why? Because that lady tell Kaushika Muni that I am not the crane to burn me, because she know that because of the anger of Kaushika, that bird crane has turned into ashes. Yes or no, children? So she tell that I am not that bird, so that you can turn me into ashes. He was surprised that how that lady know the incident which happened between me and crane. How she know? He was surprised. So she says, she warned him that I am not that bird. And she warned in the sense, she tell that Kaushika that I am moving in the path of a dharma. I know the mysteries of dharma. Better you learn the mysteries of dharma. And she even insists that you go and meet Dharma Vyadha. So as per the suggestion of that lady, he goes to Mithila town. Again, there he had another surprise. What was that surprise? That Dharma Vyadha, he is a butcher. He will get shocked. How that butcher can teach me the path or the mysteries of a dharma? That was one thing. Then, as soon as he go and stood in front of his shop, he welcomed Kaushika. Come in, sit. You are sent by that caste lady. When he says so, Kaushika was surprised. How this person know that I am sent by that lady. He was surprised. How he can come to know? Isn't it, children? Nowadays we have several ways of a communication. We have a phone, message, WhatsApp, email, several things we have so that we can communicate every now and then. But in those days, what such was there so that the communication goes on, isn't it? So Kaushika was surprised whether these lady and Vyadha, they both also having an ascetic power to predict both past as well as the future. He was surprised whether they both have a ascetic power, and he was surprised. And you should observe that in the beginning of a paragraph we have seen the pride or the anger of a Kaushika, where he turned the bird into ashes. Isn't it, children? He had so much of a pride or a proud that I was well versed in my knowledge, and that proud has made that innocent bird into ashes. Then Then the pride was set back by that lady. She says that even you are maybe a well versed in a knowledge, you are unaware of mysteries of dharma. That was one setback to that Kaushika Muni. Then second was, as he goes in front of that shop, he was welcomed by the Vyada or Dharma Vyada. That was another setback. Then he realized that these both are more knowledgeable, or these both are having more ascetic power than me. Then the transition of a Kaushika. What was the transition? Transition in the sense, from the proud that he has came to humble. Humble in the sense, he joined his hand and requested. From anger to he has transitioned to the request. There he requests that, see, I request you to please teach me a path of the mysteries of Dharma. That is what he requests to the Vyada. And let's move on to the topic, children. See, I'll read once again that last para. In Mithila, he made his way to the Dharma Vyada shop. It was a meat shop. The Vyada welcomed Kaushika warmly and said, come in. That caste woman sent you, didn't she? The words of Dharma Vyada stunned in the sense shock Kaushika. Hetra's Kaushika was full of concept, imagining that he was the only learned man, because he was in a assumption that I was only a knowledgeable person. But now he realized that it was not so. That morning the lady had referred to his killing the bird. See, that was one setback. And now his butcher selling the meat was telling him that the lady had sent it. That was surprise and shock to Kaushika, because to gain the knowledge he has spent so many years. Who Kaushika Muni or Kaushika has spent several years in forest to assume a knowledge, whereas here Dharmavada is a butcher. While cutting the meat, how he can acquire so many knowledge? So he felt all these were great person. So see the transition there. So he felt all these were great person with folded hand. That was the transition from proud to he has turned to humble, where he has given request form. With folded hands, he requested Dharma Vyada, sir, reveal me the mysteries of Dharma. Then Dharma Vyada replied, sir, you are well versed in Vedic lore. How can I enlighten you? So Vyada says, you are so much knowledgeable person. A butcher like me, how can I enlighten you? How can I enlighten in the sense, how can I teach you or realize you about the fact? I can only tell you about the path I follow. So he says that I will only tell path in the sense, I will say what I will do to you. It means that you can see the comparison in the sense, two kind of a group, where one group of the people, they will go to the many coaching classes, many sources they will acquire to come first or to be a topper of the school. That is a one kind of a students or one set of students. Is it clear, children? I am telling an example that assume that there are a two group of students. One group of the students, what they will do? They will refer many sources, isn't it? Many sources and books. They will even go to the coaching class to get first class or the first rank or to be a topper of the school. Whereas another set of the student, what they will do? Every day what they will learn in school, that every day they will read. What every day they will learn in school, again that every day they will repeat at home. That was another group of the students. And result is that the children, one who read daily whatever they have learnt in school, they will become a topper of the school. So what is the mystery here? What is the mystery here? So I can tell you the mystery is at the end of the syllabus or in the beginning when the exam date is announced, that time if you refer many sources or if you go to many coaching classes to become a topper of the school, whether it is working, or every day if you read from the beginning till the end, every day whatever thought that if you repeat and revise, is that working? Which one will work, children? Whatever we read every day, that will work, right? The preparation, last preparation doesn't work, isn't it? So here the comparison that Vyasa says that I am not well versed like you in knowledge, but I will tell you what I will do. So he says that, see here, listen carefully. I can only tell you about the path I follow to engage oneself in one's inherent duty. So he says that instead of going forest and sitting below the tree and in doing meditation, instead of that, we should do our own duty. What is that duty? See, to engage oneself in one's own inherent duty, to be truthful, to be patient and be merciful and not elated in happiness or depressed in difficulties. So he says that one should engage in his duty. What was our individual duty? I told in the previous class that what is our duty? That first we should cultivate our own inner health, or we should concentrate on our inner habit. What was the inner habit? That was having a patience, sympathy, love, kindness, honest, be truthful to others. Isn't it, children? That was the inner quality, and that was our first duty instead of anything. So here a Dharmaveda says that to engage oneself in its inherent duty. Inherent in the sense, inherent property you may heard, in the sense a property which comes from father to son. So here inherent duty in the sense, when a person born, he has to be accompanied by his own certain duties. Isn't it? That was our inherent duty. That same we take along with us. So he says that we are born with certain duty. That was our inherent duty that we have to follow. What was that duty? To be truthful, to be patient. We should be truthful, to be patient, and we should be merciful, and to be engaged in prayer and tapas. So he says that when we follow all these things, then it can be equal to engaging ourselves in a prayer or a tapas. Tapas in the sense meditation. And after that, to appreciate the good qualities in others, and we should also have a habit of appreciating good in others. That we found very rarely, isn't it, children? Instead of that, what we will do? We will feel jealous. If we found anything good in others, we will start commenting, we will jealous, isn't it? So all these things we should leave. Suppose if we find anything good in others, we should appreciate those qualities and not to boast. See there, we should appreciate their qualities but not to boast. Boast in the sense what? Simply we are pampering that, oh, you are good, you are excellent, you are well versed. Instead of boasting such quality, we have to just highlight, yes, you have done good in that. So highlighting is a good instead of boasting. I hope this is clear to you, children. And also to have a bath in sacred river, to visit holy places and to serve our parents. Apart from this, what we have to do? We should have sacred bath in river and visit good places, in sense that visit a temple. It means that have a bath, visit a temple and serve our parents. Our foremost duty is that we should serve our parents and gurus, and the gurus who has bestowed the knowledge on us. This is Dharma. So what is Dharma according to Dharmaveda? Dharmaveda says that first is our inherent duty. What was our inherent duty? That we should be truthful, honest, merciful, kindness and patient. That is the first we should have as an individual. After that, that is our inside or the inner health we should maintain, and as a physical contact what we have to do? We have to keep our body clean by having a bath on a sacred river. Then we have to visit holy places. It means that it was equal to meditation. Then we should have a quality of appreciating good in others instead of boasting them. We should not boast anyone, but we should identify and we should highlight the good qualities in them. Right, children? Then he says that foremost, in the sense important duty is that we should serve our parents. Along with that, we have to respect our Guru. Guru in the sense one who enlightens our knowledge, or one who tells which is correct and which is wrong. Correct? So such a Guru we should be respect, because he is a person, one who enlightens our knowledge. If you do all these things, then assume that you are on the path of a dharma. He says that I am following all these things which I told to you. That is my path. So see, that was a simple way of living, children? Isn't it? He was not doing anything big. He was doing his own duty. He was not doing anybody else's work. He was doing his own work, which is honest and truthful. He is not cheating anyone. He is not troubling anyone. He is just doing his own work. That is a dharma. Isn't it? Then I follow the hereditary profession of selling meat. See, he also says that you may think that I am a butcher. What does a butcher do? He will cut the meat. So he says that I follow the hereditary profession of selling meat. Hereditary in the sense what a father followed, that the son was following. So he says that was my ancestor in the sense grandfather, father has followed the same profession. Even I am continuing the same. But I kill no animals. He says that though I am a butcher, I didn't kill any animal. See, I didn't kill anyone life. What dead meat I get, that I cut and give, that is a work to me. Isn't it? Don't we cut a vegetable? The plucking vegetable from the plant, that was also equal to killing, isn't it? Because we are separating a fruit from the plant. That was also offense, isn't it? Isn't it, children? Have you didn't notice? We can say that we are a vegetarian, we are not killing anyone's life. But here you can see that the separating a fruit from the plant, that was like a separating a child from the mother. That was also an offense. So he says that maybe I am butcher, but you remember that I didn't kill any of the animals. I do not cheat in business. He says that I didn't cheat anyone in my business. So far as I know, I have never uttered a lie. He says that I didn't cheat anyone in business, and so far till now I didn't utter in the sense saying. I didn't say single lie till now. I have no enemies, because see, I have not done bad to anyone, so that I don't have any enemies. I have not done bad to anyone. I have not cheated anyone. I didn't lie anyone. So surely I can say that I don't have any enemy. Suppose if we are jealous on anyone, children, that was my assumption. You assume that if you are jealous of anyone, you think that that person is enemy to you. Isn't it? If you lie about anyone or about anything, you think that they are your enemy, or they think wrong about you. Suppose like Dharma Vyada, if you have not cheated anyone, if you didn't lie, then can you think that they are my enemy? No, because we have not harmed anyone and there is no one to harm us. Isn't it? So here he says that I don't have any enemies. More than all this, I serve my aged parents. Above all this, my important duty is that I serve my parents. In the sense, I do the work of my parents. I respect my parents with devotion. Their blessing are my shield. So he says that my duty is that to protect and serve my parents. That is a protection shield, so that I have my parents' blessing. It works as shield. Shield means, it was a protecting cover. So that is protecting me from my danger. So it will protect me from my difficulties. So he says that I serve my aged parents with devotion. Their blessings are my shield. Suppose you think that you are you are not concentrating on your aged person, and you are not concentrating on your aged person, and you are donating so much of money to the any ashramas. Whether it have any meaning, children, parents, one who are at your own house, they are your own parents, you are not concentrating on their difficulty, and another side you are doing so much of a donation, good work, social work to the other. Whether it will work? No. First, what is our foremost duty? That we have to concentrate on our parents. It was equal to serving many, isn't it? It was equal to serving many because our life is a gift of our parents, isn't it, children? Our life is gift of our parents. So if we are anything in our life, it is only because of our parents. We are standing, we are achieved something, it was because of our parents. They are behind us to guide us, to correct us. Correct, isn't it, children? Because of their effort we are here today. So our foremost duty is that we have to serve our parents, and their blessing, it is a protection shield for our life. And then listen, he then took Kaushika home and showed him his parents, prostrated before them. Then what he will do? He will take Kaushika to his house, butcher house. Kaushika also bowed to aged couple. He was surprised to see the Dharmavyada parents. He bowed in the sense he bent and he will wish the couple. He then bowed to Dharmavyada and said, by seeing the condition of Dharmavyada parents, he was surprised. Again he will bend and he will show his gratitude to the Dharmavyada and says that, sir, my arrogance evaporated today. He says that I was so much of proud of my knowledge, and that has been evaporated. Evaporated in the sense which was disappeared today. I was concentrated imagining that, in the sense I am thinking in the imagining that I am the only a learned person. He says that I am in an assumption in the sense believe that I am in a belief that I was only a knowledgeable person. I have forsaken my aged parents. There he agreed that to gain the knowledge, to acquire the knowledge, what I have done, I have left my aged parents at home. Isn't it, children? I have read in the beginning that he has left his parents and went to forest. See page number 156, first point you see. He wished to surpass everyone in learning. So forsaking home and parents, in the sense he has left his parents and home. So here he agreed, Kaushika agreed that I have forsaken my aged parents, in the sense I left my aged parents and caused them grief. He says that I made them to suffer, because parents will suffer in their aged days, because there is no one to look after them, there is no one to serve them. In that case they will suffer a lot, isn't it, children? Though they may not tell open, but inside they will suffer. There the Kaushika will realize that when I left them alone, my parents may be suffered. So my eyes are open now. He says that I was enlightened now. Now I realize that my dharma here means a duty. Now Kaushika says that now I understood that what is my dharma or duty. Dharma is to serve my parents. What is dharma? What is my duty? That I have to serve my parents. I shall join them. He says that now I will go and serve my parents and make them happy. I will try to cultivate the virtues you told me about. So he says that I will try to cultivate in the sense I will try to adopt those virtues in the sense patience, truthful, honest, humble, kindness. These values I will try to adopt in my life. He returned home. Thereafter he spent his day in the service of his parents. He will go back to Kaushika will go back to his home, and thereafter he will serve his parents, and in teaching others a Vedic law he had mastered. not just sitting alone in forest and meditating and gaining a knowledge. What knowledge if we have, that if we spread also it was equal to a gaining a knowledge only. Isn't it, children? What we have a knowledge what we have, that if we share with other, that was equal to a gaining a knowledge. So here Kaushika, he will go back to a home and he will serve his aged parent, and being in home only he started to teach a Vedic to other. That was a acquiring knowledge. What we teach to other, that was equal to gaining a knowledge. After narrating his story, I told you this story where Markandeya will tell to Yudhishthira, that was the elder son of a Pandu. So this is a story which was taken from the Mahabharata, isn't it, children? So after narrating this story, sage in the sense hermit, Markandeya said, Yudhishthira, in every division of people there are enlightened souls who can guide even scholar and master of Vedic teaching. So here sage Markandeya will say, moral, what is the moral of a lesson? Here sage Markandeya will say that every soul in the sense each individual have enlightened soul in the sense we know that what is right and what is wrong, isn't it, children? Still we do the mistake, that is a mistake. So he says that we know which is right and wrong, that is the enlightened soul. We need not to teach by others that what you are doing, that is a wrong. We ourselves know that what we are doing are wrong. After knowing also if we do the mistake, then that is a crime or that is a offense. So here Markandeya will says that every soul have a enlightened soul, or every individual has a enlightened soul. So who can guide every scholar and master of a Vedic teaching. So here what was the comparison in the sense where Dharmaveda is a simple soul in the sense like a simple person. He was enlightened in the sense he know that what was his dharma or what is his dharma, in the sense what is his duty. So he was doing his duty perfectly, so that he need not to be learn moral. He need not to be teach moral from or values of life from others. So that being a simple man or a simple soul, he can teach a scholar like a Kaushika, isn't it? What was the condition of a Kaushika? Kaushika was well versed in aesthetic values or a Vedic law. When he see the bird on anger, the bird will turn into ashes. Such a power Kaushika had, but where the Dharmaveda was a simple person, right? Isn't it? He was a simple butcher. He enlightened the soul of a Kaushika. He shows that which is our duty, what we have to do first. That knowledge has been taught by Dharmaveda to Kaushika. So here what the Markandeya say, listen there, Yudhishthira in every division of people there are enlightened souls who can guide even a scholar and master of Vedic teaching. So even the simple soul can enlighten the soul of a scholar, or they even can enlighten the master, in the sense the simple person can guide the knowledgeable person. That was a moral of a story. Here knowledgeable person doesn't mean that humble person. Here knowledgeable person was Kaushika, who was so much proud of his knowledge. Because of his proud, he became a blank. He was not able to recognize which is right and which is wrong. So that way a simple butcher like Dharmaveda has shown that each person or each individual should follow the way of a patience, mercy, kindness. That was taught by the Dharmaveda. Children, I don't know here among you who is Dharmaveda and Kaushika. I just want you to all should be a person like a Dharmaveda, in the sense you should be kind and mercy, and first you have to able to recognize which is your dharma or which is your duty, so that we can be perfect in our life, isn't it, children? So I wish that all of you become a good student like a Dharmavada, to become a humble and honest. Isn't it, children? So, I hope this lesson is clear to you, and I will meet you in the next class with another new topic, children. Till then, see you.